Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. I don't know why it just came out that way. I'm in a spooky kind of mood. I don't know why. I just needed to have this background today. You know, possibly because, dealing with karmics is scary, and that's what we do here on this channel. We like to dive deep within the readings. We like to look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Like I said, dealing with karmics are spooky, past life karmic mates. And the reason why is because you feel one way, but they show you something else. There are people that come into our life that have the potential to take us off track and have us taken off track. A lot of times we're missing opportunities, we're, like we're sabotaging ourselves in one way or the other. That's why karmic mates are scary. Now, I don't know why we needed this background and decided to talk about karmics. When I jump on, I let spirit take over. And apparently, spirit wants to talk about the scary aspects of the shadow. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Laura. And like I said, we're going to do a message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Just interpret the message as it best resonates. Also, know anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you'll find in the description box, including the word of the video. Lately, I've been pulling two cards because when you do readings every day, sometimes the same card comes out and we need to see a different perception. See, there's many different realities that play it at one time. So all you have to do is change a little bit for your entire outcome to be different. That's why a lot of times if you tune into a reading, you will see one day the relationship works out, the next day the relationship doesn't work out. The storyline might be really similar, if not the same, but different outcome. And you'll just notice a few different changes within the reading because new awarenesses. New awarenesses, like I said, make us do different things that we wouldn't do. But in doing that, it changes the full dynamic of the connection. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. Like I said, if you forget it, it'll be in the description box. All important information, including my coaching link, is in that description box. And my website link, yes, I am open for personal readings. Um, and I think that that's it. Or if you need to just get in contact with me, feel free to reach out through my email. All right, let's see what the word of the video is. I don't know what it is. What is it? It's stubbornness, stubbornness. I don't even know if that's a word. Stubbornness. You're being so stubbornness. No, I'm just glad that I didn't make those cards because I'm like, grammar isn't that good to begin with, and that's something that I would do. All right. Maliciousness. Oh, okay. So you're in separation with someone that knows that they're wrong, but don't want to come to you to ask for forgiveness. This person, like you said, knows that they held back from you when you were dealing with them. It was their way or the highway, and they acted like they didn't care. They didn't care about your feelings. They didn't care about really anything. It was just all about them. And I feel like a lot of their habits and behaviorisms when you were dealing with them were in the alignment of maliciousness. So you'd see cheating, you'd see really poor character traits, lying, manipulation, stuff like that. So we're going to take a look at why the underlining energy is that, where that your person, I feel like, is thinking about what they're doing and like, why did I hold back? This is what I feel like they're doing. And I feel like you are very clear about what this person did to you, where maybe in the past you used to sugarcoat, have a little bit of rose-colored glasses, not really want to see this person for truly who they are, but what this person showed you that it was more important to be right at any cost than it was to pay attention to whatever was going on in your life, your feelings, or even just value the connection is what I'm feeling. But we're gonna see again exactly what this person did, and then what they're doing, what they're going to do, why you attracted this person into your life. All right. And what you can do to shapeshift the energy. All right. So right now it's again like this person, like I feel like needed constant attention. And if they didn't get the constant attention, they would look for it in outside people. It's like, and that's the thing. This person would get extremely jealous and then they wouldn't like the way that they went about trying to get attention from you and building a connection was not an authentic way. It was they needed constant attention, otherwise they got irritated and jealous that their attention wasn't on that your attention wasn't on them. That's and that triggered you because you're like, I can't be with you 24/7. You're not giving me enough. It's your way or the highway, which means my needs are not being met. But if the attention wasn't on you, and that doesn't even mean that this person wanted to give you attention, it means that they created so much drama to make you chase them, to make you kind of fight for your position, to make you not comfortable in the connection to begin with. Again ignored. This person didn't give you attention. They ignored you. And like it kept happening over and over and over again, and it triggered you. The more times that it would happen, the more that it would trigger you. And it's almost like this person enjoyed emotionally like making you very discombobulated, because they would emotionally be manipulating you by ignoring you, by giving attention to other people, by trying to make you feel less than. It would emotionally keep you like up, like you felt like you were upside down, like there was no structure, that this person had more control over your life than you did, that again emotionally this person was continually manipulating you to kind of keep you stuck and wasn't giving you anything. Where again, I just feel like this person, it was more of the same of like literally more of the same, excluded, like upside, ignored, um, no attention, like just them continually doing it. So this person was stonewalling you. They were literally trying to like make you feel as if you were not important to them. And what happened is over time, like even though that there was a very strong like sexual attraction to this person, that the being that emotionally that they didn't give you anything over time, like it affected the way that you saw them. Like in the beginning, past life karmic mate is all day. It's all, you like them because they feel like home. You're very attracted to them. There's a lot of sexual energy, there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of, that there's a lot of passion, even before even being with this person. However, they emotionally manipulated you in trying to make you feel bad about yourself and trying to make you feel unworthy by trying to make you not have boundaries, by having you like run after them and give them all the attention while they're not giving anything. So it makes them appear as if they're so desirable when really they're not building that intimacy through authentic connection. They're building it through creating a lot of fear, trying to create a lot of fear, using the connection against you, which automatically then creates intimacy issues, which the basic foundation for intimacy is trust. So what happened is this person betrayed you so bad that you began to see them differently. You began to not be as sexually attracted to them anymore. And that's again, so what happened is it became like there was a lack of sexual connection over time, because they first of all they weren't feeding the connection. In order to feed a connection on an emotional level, this person has to like give. They have to show up for you. They're all this, they did the exact opposite. Now, one more. Like, I just feel like this person just did everything to like make you feel like, in order for you to like really even feel like you had a connection to this person, or that this person actually even cared, it's like you felt like you had to get angry and really irritated and start an argument with this person to actually even get noticed. And that's what they wanted. Remember, they wanted you to fall all over them. They wanted you to chase them. They wanted to feel desired. They wanted to put you in an energy where you felt like that they didn't desire you as much, that you weren't important to them, in hopes that you would like fight for your position is what we see, which is so immature and childish. But let's take a look and see, why did this person feel that way? Like that they felt like they needed to do this. What is the spiritual connection? Because it doesn't make sense, right? This card doesn't belong in this deck, as we can see, though we are going to pull from this deck. Going to put that in here. Every now and again, one slips out. Any others in here that don't belong in here? No. Let's see, like what the reason, well, that just kind of flew out, so we're going to take it. Um, They're praying that you'll come back to them after everything that's happened between you guys. They worry that you won't forgive them and give them another chance. And why would you? They didn't give you anything. But this person knows exactly what they did. This journey is really difficult for them. They understand it's hard because they want to talk to you, but they're not sure if they're ready to really share everything and give you the answers that you deserve. Like, and the part of that is not just, I treated you this way because you make me feel insecure, or emotionally someone messed me up in a past relationship, whatever the reason was. It's also something's going on in this person's life where they wouldn't let you get close to them. And they know if they're going to come back into your life that you'd be like, well, why do you want to be in my life now? You worry whether I'm not going to come back into your life after everything that's happened. You still haven't given me anything, number one. And number two, um, you know, you still hold back from talking to me. You still want to strategize. You still want to leave important elements out of your conversation. So I'm not really able to navigate my life with all correctly because I'm not getting all the information. This is how you feel. And so understand this is why this person, like you said, is holding themselves back, because I don't know if I want to let you in as much. I don't know if I can. This person like knows that they're extremely fearful. They say that they're not going to give into fear because that they know that fear is just an illusion. This person feels that your energy is around them and they wonder whether you're feeling them too, and that they've watched you change and grow so much that they're trying to release their attachments to identity so that they can change too. So I feel like this person represented themselves as having more money, of being more successful, of being a lot more secure with who they are than who they really are. So that's number one. I also feel like they might have people around them that they're codependent on. So again, which is, if you were to get close to this person, you would see all their flaws. So you would see that you were treating this person much like an emperor, even though they're not an emperor. That's not their energy at all. Their energy is more like, I don't want to say a page, but like on an emotional level, a page. And then maybe on a financial level, they're able to make a little bit more money, but they're not as secure. That they painted a picture of themselves that is not really who they are. And understand they're not happy because karmic behaviors and people and situations are playing a role in what's happening with them. And it's hard for them to see a way out of their situation. which means again, they couldn't let you get close to them because the karmic connections, that could be family, it could be friends, it could be a past karmic. That's number one. Is somebody that they're not in an emotional connection to, is someone that they would feel that they were dependent on. That again, they painted a picture to you that they were more secure with who they are on a financial level than really who they are. They're now dependent on somebody else. And they don't really know how to get away from that situation. That's number one. Number two, in order to stay connected to this person and live like a somewhat balanced where it's not really balanced because their habits and behaviorisms are not going to be in alignment with the truth. They're going to be in alignment with their lower selves because they're in a karmic situation. So we know that there's going to be habits and other behaviorisms that, again, this person doesn't want you to see. They know that they have to change them if you're going to be in their life. They don't know how they can change them. However, the universe is trying to guide them because they're seeing synchronicities like 111, 1111. We know it's time to awaken. It's time to awaken. It's time to awaken. Like this person is being told over and over and over again by the universe, like your situation's not going to be comfortable because they're trying to stay in a place that they've outgrown, that it's again, they don't have feelings for that place. What they're still doing is they're in a place that they don't really want to be in, which has given them a lot of time away from you, which during this time, I feel like they thought, well, I would get over you. That's what they really thought, that they would have moved on, that they're surprised that they actually have feelings. They actually are surprised and shocked because now they're in a position where it's almost like they can't go backwards. It's like almost like seeing something that once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I feel like this is you. You actually see this person and you don't see them the same, where now they're looking at you and they're seeing you totally different because you've changed and you've grown. It's almost like staying connected to this person held you back. And that's how you know that they weren't living their true self, that they were living on a lower vibration. So now they're going through a physical and emotional ascension symptoms and that they need space to rest. And but from a higher perspective, they're releasing old energy, which means whether they want to or not, they are changing, they're evolving. Now, again, the universe doesn't really care whether or not you're going to be with this person or not. It just cares whether you're going to evolve and get restored back to your original energy of unconditional love. Dog was barking. Sorry about that. So, what we see is that this person has a lot of issues, like, such as they're struggling with codependency and they're afraid to let go of their old coping mechanisms, which we know again that when before the dog was barking, that they're in a connection with a codependent, with a karmic, and they're codependent. They're reliant on that person. And part of their coping mechanisms, like I said, would be like drugs, alcohol, it would be like other people. We're going to look and see what they're doing, but to look at more about how they feel about you, again, they don't feel deserving and it's affecting their levels of being able to really attract you. And the reason why is because they've never felt love like this before. The depths of it can be inspiring, but it's very overwhelming for them. And they're continuously tempted to disconnect from you and really source. Like their connection to you is, again, there's unconditional love. They're connected to somebody else. They were living, again, they weren't looking for you. They're shocked that they feel the feelings that they have. They've had a lot of time to think and to compare in isolation. They didn't give you anything. They held back. They purposely held back. Even though there was this connection, they denied themselves. And now it's like you disconnected. Once you fully disconnected and said, okay, realize that like you're never gonna give me anything. I'm not sticking around. Now this person like is really thinking about it. Like they're awakening slowly. So they know what's happening, even though they're not like sharing that with you. And the reason why is because they can't fully be there for you as long as this person is in their life. They know that it's hard for you, but it's like they have to go through this experience in order for them to like really learn from it. And what it is that they don't want to be in this connection. But in order for them not to be in this connection, they have to stop being codependent. They have to, again, become reliant on themselves. They have to become strong within themselves. They're not. They're not. It's easier for them to be connected to a karmic and stay drunk and wasted all the time and get their happiness through outside resources and build their life from anew is like what this person thinks. But in order for them to be with you, they would have to. I've been giving away my power away to people in my life. Listen, like it says the same thing. Like this person even tries to set boundaries, but it doesn't matter. See, this person says, as you surrender your expectations of the 3D, they'll surrender their connection to you in the 5D, which is, well, no, because it's like almost like the expectation of you wanting them to break away from this connection that, again, that they're in with a karmic that they don't want to be in, to actually stand in their own power, their own truth, to treat you with the respect is not undervaluing you. Understand this person will make you feel as if you're being like, and not undervaluing, that you're not being too much. This person wants you to like not have any expectation because their situation, that's how you know it's karmic. See, this person is not about feelings or emotions. It's there's a spiritual connection. But on the physical level, this person's dependent on somebody else. The illusion that their life is better than it actually is, that they're a stable individual, that they have a good life when they don't have a good life because they don't have love. They have compartmentalizing where again that karmic, they like, I think in their mind they thought that they had an emotional connection. Now they see it's a toxic connection, but at one time that karmic made them believe that they were their friend. So I have a friendship in this karmic and I can trust this person, and then I get sex from other people. This person just wanted sex from you, wanted the passion. You wouldn't give it because this person wouldn't give you the time. They treated you less than, almost in hopes that you're going to prove yourself and fight for yourself by what? Giving your body? You know, that completely backfired. That's why they know that most likely you wouldn't come back to them. But what they're saying is, it's like, I can't really surrender to the spiritual connection because I still need to live and I still need to eat. So it's again, they're trying to figure out this connection. They've never experienced anything like it before because it makes them like actually think. It makes them actually have a heart. Being mirrors for each other really makes self-love so self-love so important. Like they are hoping that you are not like in a bad way right now because they're like, they know that they didn't treat you right. So if your life isn't good, that you may be projecting it on to them. This person wants energetic support and they want you to like mean like they don't feel your energy around them anymore. And that's really what it is. It's like this person's wasting a lot of time. They're wasting a lot of time. They know who you are, but they're going to sit there and they have to leave their situation. They don't want to. They would rather you deal like not have expectation of them, which again, that means settle. And that means past life karmic connection, which means again, whatever you're doing, you can just forget about being able to manifest anything positive if you are in a connection with this person. And at this point, even if they got out of the connection, we know that they really don't want to be out of the connection. So unless a person actually came to you and like laid down their boundaries and said, hey, this is what I want, they're not doing that. They're still holding back. they still don't want to share everything with you. Why? Because it leaves a little bit of a doorway open for this person. Very codependent behavior. You feel that this person strategizes all the time. Then they're in, they're not really 100% in. You're always going to find that you're doing most of the work for this person. You know, it won't, it's not that they won't come in and persuade you and pretend that but they're not going to do it. It's like they won't do it. It's like because part of them is connected to that karmic for a reason. So they again, what you'll get is a lot of projection where they didn't like look at it. But again, because there's a lack of money, there's a lack of resources. Again, and what did I say? Like in order to deal with it, what are they doing? Well, they're not dealing with it. They're avoiding. They're procrastinating. They're wasting time, which tells you they don't really want to do it. So, and I stress that because this is the point within the reading that you can say, does this person want to be with me? Because I feel all this love and this connection, and there's a spiritual connection. It doesn't mean shit. Because at this point, when this person should be coming to you and fighting to be in the connection and ending that one thing, what are they doing? They're avoiding it, and they're avoiding it because of lack. What are they doing to fix that? Well, they're going to project. They're going to say, well, if you lower your standards, then I can like give into the spiritual connection. You don't want them to. That's how you know. And that's again how you know that they're not. And so part of this is the biggest challenge that I see here really for you is forgiveness. This person needs to forgive themselves because they don't love themselves in order to stay in a connection with someone. But right now, this person never asked for forgiveness, never apologized for how they treated you, number one. And number two, you see that they are not in alignment. So the biggest thing here is for you in order to move forward is what I see is forgiveness because I can see how this could be like, well, instead of this person doing the right thing, they didn't show up. And so spirit would say, well, how did that make you feel? And it made you feel angry. It made you feel a little bit like even jealous, like maybe that there was someone else there. Again, why are they giving this karmic everything? They're not giving me anything. That's what this person wanted in hopes that you would again lower your boundary, give in so that they could not have to make a decision. You know, you didn't do that. So again, we have to ask what, if you need forgiveness, what could help you forgive? What is the spiritual lesson? What is the inner child wound, which is that karmic theme that continues to play out, that has that same karmic theme that is teaching you something about yourself that's making you feel as, not worthy, not good enough, not lovable, like again, or was there a gift that you're not utilizing or that you just found because of this person? Like, what was the whole spiritual significance to the connection? And really, Spirit says, dance, again, discipline, rage, wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, loner, isolated, and we're going to pick 2 more, and which is play and overwhelmed. But the irony here is that you didn't get horrible cards like for the inner child wounds. However, because of anger and rage, like a lot of times when we're angry and we're rageful, and if you were a loner, well, you didn't have good connections. You felt like you didn't have good connections. As our first connections really is again through our family, our environment, and learning how to deal with people and stress. And I just feel like you had a lot of anger. You had a lot of anger issues dealing with certain people in your family. And it's because, again, that parent was full of rage. Their life was hard for whatever reason. Like it doesn't matter what was the reason, but understand it's the way that they learned how to deal with the situation. But when a parent doesn't know how to deal with life and they have a lot of anxiety, it'll come out as rage, it'll come out as anger, and they project that onto the child. And then the child doesn't feel like they connect well with people, or they become so overly sensitive to other people's feelings and emotions because at such a young age they were taught, well, this parent is unstable. It depends on their mood, whether they're going to be happy or whether they're going to be rageful and bite my head off. So they become like overly sensitive to that parent's feelings and emotions, and that becomes a survival mechanism that they begin to carry into all their relationships after. But the problem is that when you're tapped into people, it's not that they're always mad at you. Sometimes they could just be in a bad mood. Sometimes they could have things on their mind. So you would always read that wrong, always take it like people don't like me, people don't like me, when that's no. That parent made you feel like you were not likable because they were angry all the time. And again, the way your survival mechanism on how to deal with that parent was you became very intuitive and like molded to whatever you felt that that parent needed on an emotional level. So you might have been the helper, the fixer, the invisible child. You became like again a loner. Like we pulled loner somewhere. Where did I pull loner? Here it is, loner. And that meant anytime you went had a problem, anytime you needed something, you always had to do it by yourself in isolation. So relationships were made, you were made to feel like you really couldn't have a relationship because again that first relationship that you formed was through that parent, and that parent was always angry and they projected that anger onto you. And then like I said, that survival mechanism, so that affected like how you viewed yourself, because life became very overwhelming, and it becomes overwhelming when you give other people that much power, when you're tapping into them and you're like, oh, they're in a bad mood, so now I have to rearrange the way that I deal with them. No way that you deal with a person that's angry is going to be the right way. Number one, it's going to be like Russian roulette. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's giving way too much power to the other person. That means the parent too. And we see as we get to be adults, that habit and behavior can still play out when we're around a parent that's very demanding, that like has a difficult personality, that it's just easier to give in. But Spirit says again, no, it was because it was very overwhelming. And if you overwhelming, then you are seen as and feel as if, you're inadequate, that there's something wrong with you because you can't really connect because everybody doesn't like you because you're, again, everybody is overstimulating to you because you're trying to tap in and intuitively figure out when Spirit says that you can't do that. It's again, people are not even thinking about you. But if you don't like you, you're seeing everything through the lens of that. And so you're not creating yourself. Understand, the Spirit says, what are the wonders inside of you? The wonders within inside the world. You go out and you find that through playing, you become yourself. Then you can go with the flow of life. The dance is that, to be able to go with the flow of life, to feel the rhythm of life, so that again, it's not the environment that's dictating your life, you're dictating your life. It doesn't matter what a person feels or does or projects. It's again whether you're in your truth, and you can be in your truth and ignore other people's feelings if they don't resonate with you, or other people's opinions or their negative self-talk or whatever it is that you're trying to transcend. You can do all that if you're disciplined within creating yourself, and you had to go out and become yourself. And how do you go out and just become yourself? Well, you weren't allowed to be a child because again, your survival of, well, I had to make sure that this parent was going to be in a good mood. So again, if the parent got home at 5 o'clock, 5:30, and you got home at 3 o'clock, maybe you would do this by making sure the whole house was clean. Or again, making sure dinner was on the table. Again, trying to lighten the load for that parent. However, it never made that parent happy. And so again, you were conditioned to believe no matter what you did would never be good enough, that you weren't loved, that no matter what you brought to the table wasn't, enough, which conditioned you on how you dealt with people. So Spirit's saying you had to fix that, and you fixed that through, again, going out and playing and disciplining yourself by, again, showing up for yourself. And that means being grounded. Yes, to still go out by yourself, but it's also through connecting to other people and putting yourself in new situations and dealing with those situations differently, because the focus isn't on their happiness or who you're dealing with. It's more on where you're going, where you're putting your time and learning and becoming yourself. And the people there are just people that are sharing on an emotional level. And over time, they'll actually contribute to your life on an emotional level, but they're all there to emotionally be fulfilled, usually not through the people, but through what you're learning and through, again, what you're trying to accomplish through meeting. The friendships are a side effect of that. So Spirit says it's right now, it's all about you knowing that you use your passion to fight for what you believe in, to stand your ground, to focus. So sometimes it's hard to stand up to people that are difficult, hard people, like a parent that's so like difficult, or like a lover that you just have a soft spot for. You're like, I love this person, but they're no good for me. And really, Spirit says, use your passion. Focus on the other aspects of your life that you love. Feed those portions of your life, because that's how God makes a way where there is no way just for you. That's how the universe brings you exactly what you need to help you heal and evolve. So Spirit says it's not about saying yes or no to the people in your life, is that you're able to deal with those people in your life because you're giving so much more to yourself and you're getting fulfilled. And that, because you can't change those people, what changes those people is that you change and the way that you deal with them. So you're in charge of them changing. You just don't know how to do that. And Spirit says it's through, again, using that to help you transform, to let go of who you thought you were, to, again, become who you truly are, to turn your fears into strengths, and to step into your true power, which is that profound change, which is, again, I don't need to be responsible for how other people feel. I'm allowed to be here. This is a real root chakra imbalance. And we know that when we see like anger and rage, where really that's fear, because there's only two energies, love and fear. And Spirit's saying, again, and from that root chakra, which is associated with fear, it is the affirmation is, I have a right to be here. I am loved. I am love. Like, I'm not here by mistake. I'm here by God's design. And part of you transforming, of the perceptions of who people made you perceive that you are, and again, made you, live a certain way. It's actually for you to become yourself, to you to look beyond the illusion. Again, the illusion is that it's fear. It's, again, the way there's only two energies, love and fear, but fear isn't real. I mean, really, break the silence, find your voice and express your actual feelings, speak the truth. Again, you can do that if you're, again, transforming, setting boundaries. No, people are not going to like it. But Spirit says this isn't about that. This is about you reclaiming your power, what needs to be done. Release control. You're not in charge of how these people respond to you. You're only responsible for yourself. You're only responsible uh, for you to, be true to yourself and be kind, but like, you're not responsible for how they feel. People are going to get triggered. People are going to be, that's their issue. that you're only responsible for you. And really, Spirit says you're on the right path. You're on a road less traveled, like, but you're on the right path and it's unfolding. So Spirit's saying this right here, all that you're doing is to help you transform. Because again, the way that you saw yourself because of that parent created an imprint, and that imprint would continue to bring you people that were emotionally not available, were either with somebody else or or they couldn't give to you or whatever the reason. It's always the same karmic theme, which is I don't have anyone that shows up for me. There's always somebody else or a problem or something, like I can't have love. And Spirit says, no, you get that. It's again, you're transforming that. And you transform it through again focusing on what you love. Otherwise, you'll let other people emotionally manipulate you and you won't transform, because people will utilize your energy for what they can utilize you for. And they do that through emotionally manipulating you. So it's about releasing control, using your voice, definitely set those boundaries, look beyond the illusion of fear, because that fear isn't real. It's, oh, what this person might do, what they could do. Spirit says, be present, be in the moment. You're on the right path. Keep going and know your goodness. It's all about refining your character and overcoming difficulties by remaining positive. You calm your heart and you illuminate your intellect to transform shadow into light. That's what this connection was to help you do. And that first original relationship too, and that with that parent that was so angry. And Spirit says consciously manifest goodness in and around you to improve the qualities, not just for you but for the benefit of all. So you're finding your goodness, because again, when we attract people that make us feel like that are angry all the time, they make us feel bad about ourselves. And if you grew up in that environment, you don't really know how loved and how valuable you are. And so Spirit brought you this person that clearly was not giving you anything to awaken you to say, I deserve more than this. And Spirit says, yeah, time to transform that belief. Again, this way you can attract what you deserve into your life. All right, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.